Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Guys on Sports. It is week 8. We're looking forward to week 8. We've been through 7 weeks of the NFL season.
Already.
Basketball started. Hockey started. A lot of stuff going on. Rocky's in the car cursing somebody out. So he's going to sit this show out. And it's our second weeks in the new digs. A lot of stuff.
What do you mean my French fries aren't a common?
Okay.
That's what it sounds like. Parking next to them.
Stuff falling off the set last week.
Stuff will fall off the set this week.
Possibly this
More
week as well.
because there's more decorations.
We don't have the best adhesives right now.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
That Giants banner is just fixing it. It is itching to come down.
I put an extra piece of duct tape on it that actually dropped your decorations here. But we'll see.
Sound things.
We got Clubfoot Joe back representing on the
he's
Jim.
Crow.
Jim.
That might be the only thing that's going to actually stay up there.
All right.
Yeah, he
On the
looks.
Crow judgment.
Rocky made sure of it. If there was one decoration that was going to stay through the test of time, it would be that.
He is like really attached to that crow and that Clubfoot doll too.
Yeah, where did the crow come from? Does anybody actually know the origin?
No, I mean when a
no
mommy
idea.
crow and a daddy crow love each other very
No,
much.
not all right. Thank you. So what's up, boys? How's everything?
Nothing. It was a great week off. I got to be a full Jets fan last week because there was no
look at
Eagles going
oh,
on.
boy.
So yeah, 5-2.
Nice.
Feels good.
So collectively, your teams are 11-2.
If you include my fantasy teams, I'm like 25-4 right
Dominating.
now. Yeah.
Mark I think I dominated Mark in our fantasy league again.
Bent him over. Yeah,
That
Phil
was
looks like
nice.
the guy to beat, honestly, in Phil's Dynasty
It's
League.
nice.
Yeah.
Felt good.
Romeo Dobbs screwed me.
Romeo Dobbs looks like he's having some struggles.
He's having some issues.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to go. But speaking of, let's recap our pod picks from last week, Mark. I know you got the info in front of you. Let us know how we did. Who's in first?
I think somebody won all 4 of their games for 6 points. Oh, that somebody was me.
Nice. You know what? You needed it. I'm
Drilled
happy
it.
for you.
That's, You know what's sad is I hit all 4 picks for 6 points, and I'm still in last place
still
by
in last-
5 points.
So
So I need another one of those.
climbing out of the basement.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So the 3 of you tied.
Okay.
You all had 4 points. You all hit your locks and your dogs. You lucky sons of bitches.
That's what matters, I guess.
So we had 4 points. I thought I hit 3 of my games.
No,
sir.
You had
Did I hit 2? Only 2?
Yeah, you had New England.
Yeah, I know
-8,
I missed New England.
like an asshole.
Yeah, that was bad.
I told you.
I mean, listen,
And your other game was
it was a good spot for New England to cover that. They should cover that at home.
You had Baltimore -6.5 there, buddy.
Yes, Baltimore by a point, right? Fuck.
Yeah.
Down goes Frazier. There's the first set piece to fall, and
What fell?
yeah, the
there's another-
soundproofing.
Another
Oh,
one of the
yeah.
soundproof things.
Ironically, the soundproof is making sound in the background and ruining everything for the
So
audio listeners.
for anybody listening, if this is your first time, we're doing our pick segment every week. We pick a dog, we pick a lock, and we do this at the end of the show. And whoever had the worst standing that week has to tell an embarrassing story or fact about themselves. And at the end of the year, whoever finishes last will be recording a music video chosen by the panel. Well, or at least the choices will be presented by the panel, and the contestant, if you will select the song, and we will fully produce it, and it will be glorious.
I think I threw out my suggestion
Yeah,
over the.
Well, I would. You should wait because you might be the guy.
Yeah.
But if you're not,
But I thought about it be funny.
you might want to curtail the song to whoever is singing too.
So that's the question that I had this week that I want to bring up. Are we physically singing the song, or are we lip syncing it and just making a
You
video?
can lip sync it.
All
It's
right.
just more about the visual.
All right.
Oh,
good.
okay.
Like I want the video to be able to be played for 2 minutes without somebody dying. So
Singing would be embarrassing.
the track would be better. But I'm thinking of more Mark and like a nice get up.
Yeah.
Singing and just doing the cuts and making it a real visual presentation.
I think I still want to be in the video regardless of whether I lose this thing or
yeah,
not.
I
But
know.
chances are, I mean, it looks like I'm
you
full on losing.
You do love the camera.
Thinking like, have you guys ever heard that song "Cupcake Deep Throat"?
No.
Oh my gosh! Do homework. Listen to that song because
Okay.
Mark's gonna be
Cupcake
singing
Deep Throat.
that.
Cupcake deep throat.
Mark's gonna be singing it at the end of the
So
season.
who lost this week? Who's telling a story later?
All right, so first let's get let's celebrate
Apparently.
the panel here. Let's
What are we
celebrate the panel.
celebrating?
All 4 of us hit our dogs and all 4 of us hit our locks. I mean, there's something to be said about that, right?
Yeah.
So we came through this week. With that being said, the 3 of you tied with 4 points, so that means that we revert back to last week where you and Rocky hit all 6 of your points and Zach only hit 3.
Real quick, who's in first, by the way? Overall?
It is Rocky.
What does he have?
He's
26?
28.
And what do I have?
You have 24.
Damn it.
Zach 20, and then myself
15? All right, so you were saying the trumped up rules we made up before the show pits Zach as telling an
Somehow.
embarrassing story.
Yeah.
You
Ridiculous.
agreed to it
Well, yeah, because
in Rocky fashion, by the way.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll mention it 6 times.
Yes. All right, so we'll get to that at the end of the show, but right now let's get into our glorious watchers that we have in our TikTok take.
Time to check my social media, yeah. To see who loves me online.
All right, so what do you got for us, Zach?
Yeah, so if you comment on any of our social medias, including our chalkboard forums, we might highlight you for something funny, for something serious, a good or bad take. This is, I don't remember what the TikTok was from, but this is a repeat commenter. So we're starting to get, consistent watchers and commenters.
Appreciate it.
This is it was all about Mark, this TikTok. Can't remember what it was, but I only know this because Queen Lily, 1978, could be a guy,
Hot?
could be a girl.
Hot?
The profile picture is a girl.
Hot?
I plead the fifth.
Okay.
And they said, okay, seriously, love this guy. My statement about him running for president, still think that. Truth speaker.
Wow, look at you.
She has find her previous comment where she said I should run for president.
Mark for prez.
Mark for president. Scary.
Who would be your,
Scott,
terrifying.
scary, delicious.
That's not a good, Mark for prez.
Scary delicious.
Who would be your vice president?
Apparently, Queen Lily.
Queen Lily,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think Queen Lily's trying to throw herself in the fold there. Come on the campaign trail.
The second,
Idiocracy.
yeah, that's wow. The second comment was about Rocky had a pretty bold take of if the Browns lose against the Ravens, their defensive coordinator should be fired. Like he's tired of seeing the same personnel
He
changes.
did, yeah.
Did say that pretty strongly. As another sound piece falls and hits my foot.
That's fine.
Sean Levine, 79 on
Play
TikTok
through.
said they played great. Watson wins you that game. How can the Browns media judge this team without him in there? This is fluff.
I like that because I did think it was a little strong. Now, I'm misremembering a little bit what he said. Did he stipulate if it was they lost because of
He said that the Browns defense is built
to defend Jackson?
to defend
right?
quarterbacks like Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they necessarily lost that game because of defensive play.
He scored 23, right?
It was very close.
That's why I think he went out on a limb
Yeah.
a little bit there. He didn't
Agreed.
give himself any space.
What I think about
So
that
fluff, yeah.
is it could be, and then also kind of a silver lining here. Maybe not a silver lining, but it's something I noticed. Rocky's being called the Browns media.
Oh, that is good, yeah.
So we have the Browns media now.
Talking head Brown
We have a voice of opinion, I guess, at the very least
on the Browns.
in the internet.
He should run with that because there's not many to speak of.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah.
I mean, quite honestly, out of all of us in the panel, I like to think that I know a lot about my team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a ridiculous wealth of knowledge about his team, shit that you shouldn't really know as a fan.
That's fair.
All the masseuse names.
He's dumb though. But yeah, you're right. All right.
Maybe
is that the last comment?
That is the last comment.
All right.
TikTok
Well,
take.
hey, keep commenting, right? On TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube if you like. We love the comments, and like Zach says, whether it's good, bad, funny,
In
maybe
between.
we'll try to mention you on the show. But with that being said, I think it's time to find out what did we learn. All right, boys. So it's time to talk about what we learned. And for this week, we're going to do things a little bit different. I know for people that haven't watched in the preseason, we decided to all pick our division winners, our wild card picks, right? And some bold takes. We really stepped out on a limb. So, don't judge us too harshly. We were trying to think outside the box.
Yes.
If you want to go get a recap, you go to our TikTok at Guys On Network. And you could scroll through all our vids that Zach throws together, beautifully done, our clips. And you could find basically a real quick clip of all of our picks for both conferences and our wildcard picks as well. But we're just going to touch on probably some of our best and worst.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big ones, which is relevant with something we talked about a few weeks ago, which we're going to touch on a lot today, with the
can I-
old quarterbacks. Go ahead.
Can I real quick?
Yeah, you go for it.
All right. This is a very trusting segment here. I'm trusting that you pulled up the receipts here. Did you? Because I can't remember what I said so many months ago.
Yeah. Well, listen.
I've got him.
No. I took an hour yesterday And I went on the TikTok. I pulled up every video of every pick.
All right,
Good.
That's good.
I wrote them down, and I selected the best and the worst here. So there's a mix for everybody. Nobody's getting singled out. Everybody's gonna have good and bad. So
Buckle up. Strap in.
like I said, we
Strap
touched
on.
on which we look a little prophetic right now. About 3 weeks ago, we talked about these old quarterbacks, and it's starting to look more and more like we knew what the hell we were talking about. But we'll
think you're
start
right.
with the Colts, which I think all three of you guys picked to win that division.
Yeah,
Pretty boldly stating so, and I picked the Titans. So good take for me, bad take for you guys. What do you guys think has gone wrong for the Colts?
This is a super
Besides the obvious.
super bad take on our part, as Indianapolis has just indefinitely benched Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
And they're going with Sam Erlinger. So if that is indicative of the remainder of Indianapolis this season.
Yeah, with or without injury too, Ryan was getting benched per sources.
Yeah, and
I'm trying to take a discount on this L here. Like if I can cash this L out early so that I don't have to pay later.
Honestly, I'm buckling in. I think Ellinger makes them competitive
makes them
again.
better?
Yeah.
JT hasn't looked like JT.
I was going to mention that. So aside from the obvious of Matt Ryan just looking old and not capable, I think the fact that they said they weren't going to try and give JT like 45 touches a game and they're sticking to it even when they're losing is not a good look. They've
That's
been
true,
injured too. Shaq Leonard's been out. Their corners look weak. I thought Gilmore would be at least reliable.
It's always iffy
everything.
when you see Belichick let a guy go. You wonder what's going on there.
J.C. Jackson too. We'll get to later probably.
I know my direct quote. I'll just say because I did look up the videos. Is that I still take the Titans to win because
There
that's
goes
number
another
3.
sound piece.
I still think they have a better coach. They just win, and I think Tannehill is steady. I mean, listen, I take Tannehill over Ryan, over Wentz last year. All those guys, that same formula that they have in that division right now. I think he's still the steadiest guy with the most experience. And I think, listen, if we could bet here in Florida, I'd run me a little parlay, and I don't care what the odds are. I take the Titans to win that because it's free money.
Yeah, the Titans look strong, like you said. All they do, they know how to win. Man, they have a pedigree. They've been winning for years, and now the surge of Jacksonville scares me as well. Indianapolis might end up third in this division. Jacksonville they just traded away James Robinson, which they're now committing to Etienne as the man.
And he looked good, and I've seen him in person. He looks good.
Yeah, that offense looks potent. That defense, he needs a little bit of work, but I think they're going to be in games this year, and I think they're very capable of possibly taking second place in this division, which will also miss the playoffs. But
Yeah, I think this is my worst take. I also dismissed Derrick Henry entirely this year.
I mean, I've been trying to write him off for years, but it
Still
is
the
what
king,
it is.
still
I
the
just
king.
want to be. I'm going to be right one year. And from patting myself on the back, we'll switch and we'll go to my call for the AFC West on our wild cards. I think I took the Chargers, as I think we all did, to win that division.
Yeah.
Did everybody? All 4 of us?
I think I did. I was high on the Chargers.
I know
and I was
you
high
did.
on the Raiders.
I know Rocky did. I just wasn't sure if you did.
Yeah, I was.
No,
high
I don't
on-
know if Rocky did because that was the one clip you didn't put up of Rocky's wild card picks.
Because he wasn't there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, yeah. So I don't know his wild card picks.
Yeah,
We'll
I
just
know-
say Chargers, so he's wrong with us.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it was the Chargers. I feel a little bit better. I
Yeah.
think about the Chargers than I do with. I was so high on the Raiders coming into this season.
Best like 2-4 team ever.
I think they are. Quite honestly, I was in a discussion earlier. They really are the best team in the league with a losing record, I believe. I think they have all the pieces. And if you look, they've been in the majority of their games too. So they've been close. So I think Vegas can still get it together, and I think they can turn their season around. And I think they can still make the playoffs.
What
All
you've
right,
been absolutely wrong. Right about was Josh Jacobs.
Oh, Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
was
Josh
there.
Jacobs looks like a
man.
star, huh?
I was all over Josh Jacobs. I own him in like probably 80% of my leagues.
I held
and-
on to him in my league because of you, so thank you.
I'm
I was
gonna-
going to trade him for JT.
I'm gonna. Say, I think Rocky picked the Chiefs to be the division winner there.
Okay, so here's where I messed up, and I do have a question at the end of this about the AFC West. I said that all 4 teams are going to make the playoffs. I thought the other 3 would take the 3 wild card spots, and
That's bad.
my. Sure looks like shit.
Let's ride.
Man, I don't, just Russell has not, I'll say what I think has gone bad. I think Chargers, I think their coach is showing more and more that I don't think he was necessarily ready for this job. how bold he was last year, and it was a big, big talking point. He made a lot of mistakes with, certain decisions in big games. And then he came into the season, didn't stand on that, and then went back to it. He just seems uneven. They just lost J.C. Jackson. It looks bad for them. And Russell, do we need to talk about dangerous? It's just been a total disaster there. And the Raiders, I think, have just had bad breaks. They look great against the Chiefs. And the question I'm going to throw out, and you guys tell me what you think, because you guys were more right on this division than me. Who finishes with a better record, the Raiders or the Chargers?
I think the Raiders pull back on that and take a better record at the end of the season, because I feel like they've sustained less injuries. When it comes down to, like, the Chargers have played teams and they've lost the games. I don't think the Raiders are necessarily losing their games. It's just, like you guys said, unfortunate for them.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You can't, like, with Josh Jacobs, with Devontae Adams, with Derek Carr being there, less offensive injury. Especially with the line as well. Max Crosby's still there. I feel more confident about the Raiders kind of putting it together, especially with a new coach. The Chargers have had the same head coach with more injuries, and that makes me less confident because they're not really winning their games either way.
The Chargers are not the defense that I was expecting them to be. Bringing in Khalil Mack, bringing in J.C. Jackson. Now, what I will say is Mack has quite a few sacks this season. I thought him, he paired with Bosa, who went out with injury early on, was going to be a very formidable duo, which they proved to be for a little bit of time. But now, the injuries to that defense are just, they're awful. So you have Bosa missing time. J.C. Jackson just went down, so that, that secondary is now going to be reeling, trying to replace what he could do. I'm not confident in that secondary. I think the Raiders, again, they've been in mostly every game. They're 2-4. They're the best 2-4 team in the league.
Yeah, let me help you out here because I wanted to jump in. I'm going to give you the next 4 games for the Raiders, okay?
Yeah.
They're at New Orleans, which, tough to play in New Orleans. Not as tough as it was 3 or 4 years ago.
Not since Royce Duplessis got there.
Not since Royce. Hey, I think winnable game. Then they go to Jacksonville. Then they're home to the Colts. At Denver. Seattle. They could easily win 3 of those 5 games. I wouldn't be surprised if they won 4. I also wouldn't be surprised if they lost 3. But I think it lays out pretty nice for them.
Yeah.
And I think they could still be in contention for a wild card spot especially after we've seen Miami take a few hits, and we can see what happens with the Jets there if they could maintain after losing Vera Tucker and our boy Breece Hall.
Those are painful injuries.
Those are tough. So the AFC West, that was a bad call.
I know what you've done dangerous. It's picking all 4 of those teams for the playoffs, buddy.
Picked them on the second go-around, too.
Yeah, and since you just came extra at me, I'm coming back at you because we all picked the Chargers to win that division.
Okay.
But you also said the Chiefs were not going to make the playoffs.
I did.
And that's cute.
That's
super cute.
terrible.
But you know what? Vegas wins these 5 games, right? Puts them at 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're the hot hand. Now
Paint
they're
the
facing.
picture.
They're tasting that division at the end of the season.
Nice, yeah.
They're blowing them out. They're winning this division.
Every Raiders fan.
Beautiful. You rebounded. All right, so from the AFC West, let's go to, I think, probably some of our more popular posts, especially on TikTok. When we talked about the NFC East, and you said your Eagles would win. I said my Giants would win it. I think I said that they would be head to head, but we made a bet, so I just had to roll with the Giants. You laughed the Giants off.
I did.
Along with a large audience on TikTok.
Probably 90%, including 100% of the other Giants fans that listen to us.
Yeah, because they're idiots, But what I'll say is I think the NFC East in general has been surprising. I think even the Commanders have a chance to be in the hunt late. If I like Heineke there better than Wentz right now.
Yeah, I think everyone does.
I think the whole team does. So where do we think we went wrong with the Giants? And for all the Cowboys fans out there, Dak was out, but I don't think anybody's seen the Eagles jumping out to a 6-0 start, right? So what did we see? What did we not see? Where was I super right? Stuff like that.
I was blind by bias with just not wanting to believe that Dayball would take you guys to a competitive level.
Yeah.
You guys are maximizing out on all your pieces. I still see that you're winning games and you're 5-1, and I'm like, I still
6
ask
and
myself
1.
6-1. Totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that late win against the Jets. I digress by saying, with no wide receiving help, with just an okay offensive line, you guys hit on the one kid.
I love backhanded compliments.
Evan Neal, right?
Evan Neal looks
Yeah.
good. He's out right now, but
out.
Andrew Thomas is the highest
Andrew-
rated guard in the
that's who I'm
league right
thinking
now.
of,
Yeah,
yeah.
that
So-
was a couple of years ago.
So yeah, I totally whiffed on them, but I still am not going to give them credit.
That's
sorry.
fine. I'll say about the Eagles, I mean, I called it, so I'm not. I didn't say I thought they were going to be good, but 6-0, I think it's worked out well for them. The talent is showing through. The coaching has been good.
Yeah.
Hurts has shown what he's needed to. MVP candidate, I think, because of the record, but he looks like he did last year. He's just been more accurate.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's taken because last year we compared him to Lamar Jackson too. I brought up those stats. I just think now it looks better and they look more dominant. So it's worked out for them. I'm anxious to see when they play Dallas again later. And I want to see when we play you guys if the talent shows that much and stuff like that.
I want to lose a game.
I want to hear what you think.
I want to get stress test as an Eagles fan.
Yeah. I want to see you lose the remainder of your games. I want a real stress test for the Eagles.
Well, unlike you.
So, looking at this from the outside in, unbiasedly, Hurts is playing great, right? But now here's where we get into the meat of the season, right? We're coming off a bye. He's got to keep that momentum going, and he's got to show that as we get into the colder months, that he's going to be able to continue to do what he did in the beginning of the season, which is it difficult? Yes, but it's also it's not where everybody's gearing up to make playoff pushes, right? Because everyone always says you can lose the first couple of games. So let's see what Hurts does. I think he might be capable. I think Philly's problem, honestly, has been drafting their own receivers outside of Devontae Smith. I mean, they went and they got him the piece of the puzzle that he needed. He needed another playmaker in A.J. Brown. They went out, they traded for him. Good move on the Eagles, and they still kept draft capital. That was a fantastic trade.
Wowie Bozeman.
They should stop drafting their own goddamn wide receivers and start trading
Taking up
draft
trading.
capital for good pieces.
That's fair.
Arcega Whiteside
But
didn't
Devontae
work out.
Smith, I mean,
Rager.
is good.
But Devonta Smith was their first,
Yeah.
and he's a fantastic
Jeremy Maclin.
complement receiver.
He is perfect where they have him. It
Yes.
was such a good move to go get A.J. Brown.
Yes.
Because now you let Smith be what he should be and is that second fiddle, and it's perfect. I mean,
Chef's kiss.
jealous of that a little bit.
And you
for
got
sure.
fucking Shrek at tight end, for crying out loud. I mean, that guy is a goddamn monster. So
I want to quickly say something about the Eagles. I mean, I watch their games every second.
Go ahead,
of
because
them.
I'm going to say something about the Giants.
I have.
Do you know your next few games? Because I want to get into that a little bit.
I know
and
we play.
project.
I know we play. Hey, one game at a time, Phil. We play the Steelers week 8.
Okay. All right. My bad.
I have confidence in the coaching staff. Nick Sirianni
Yes.
is embodying the Philly just crowd. The quarterback sneaks are amazing. We're using that like it's the best play that has ever been invented, because that's how you get your first downs at the 1 yard line. And the fact that we have been winning these games like we are, I predicted them to be 13-3, and I want stress tests. I can't emphasize that enough. I want to be behind in the fourth quarter. I don't care about these regular season games. I'm looking at the playoffs now.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to play like we're playing playoff teams, and I need to see a little bit more diverse coaching. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is I wish I had your schedule in front of me.
Yeah, I left my laptop. I feel a little naked today. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So the Giants' next few games, they got their
get the Eagles
at
right here when you're ready.
Seattle, which is going to be a big one. Bye, Texans, Lions, both at home. Before we meet up with the Cowboys again on Thanksgiving, which is going to be freaking great. So I think based on how the schedule falls, I do think going into that last stretch of the season where we play you guys twice, and Washington twice, that we're going to probably be, and Dallas might be right there too, probably. And I think 3 teams going to be battling for that division.
yeah, it looks like Philly doesn't really get tested until week 15
Wow.
when they come to Chicago.
Oh shit, that's good. Yeah.
How
So it looks
badly
like-
can we beat down on a team?
So give me the next 3 for the Philly.
the
So,
test.
I mean, Philly looks, they don't get tested until the end of the year. They got the Steelers, the Texans, the Commanders, the Colts, and then the Packers 5 weeks out.
Sam Ellinger, Aaron
So it's
Rodgers.
very feasible that they're 10-0 facing Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, so here's what I'll say is to replace Browns man over here as Giants man.
Browns media.
I also dive deep into the Giants. Watch all the shit, right? What I'll say is Daniel Jones is coming. I'm sorry, but the writing's on the wall. If we could get James Toney, and there's rumors right now that
James Toney.
Jerry
James Toney
Judy
again.
He's just James Toney. He is James Toney. But Jerry Judy is on the trading block, and there's some rumblings that the Giants might be trying to make a move for Judy. I think we need a receiver. I'll tell you what, his stat line for this last game, I was at that game, and with nobody on the field to catch the ball, really. He went 19 for 30. It was 6 drops.
He went apeshit on the ground, though.
6 drops, though. 6 clear drops, not like drops, including a touchdown. Rushed for over 100, threw for over 200. Rushing touchdown, throwing touchdown. All right, so now we'll get to one of your shitty picks. You picked the Lions to win the NFC North.
You know what? I'm sticking with this. Aaron Rodgers, stick a fork in him. He looks like shit. He looks old. He's horrible. This is the greatest season of my life watching this team go down in flames. Screw the Packers.
Getting down to the Bears level.
So let's talk about the Lions, though.
Let's talk. Well, we will. Let's talk about how Minnesota's going to implode with Captain Dad at the helm.
Captain Dad.
I like Captain Dad.
Once they start covering Jettas and realize that Thielen's a 40-year-old secondary receiver, this team's going down too. So screw Minnesota. Chicago, I hate to say it, we're probably a year away from the Super Bowl, so we'll hold on that one. So this is Detroit's. Honestly, this is their division to lose, man. They're 1-5. They're sitting in the catbird seat right now. They got everybody where they want them, right? They're playing possum.
Okay.
Like here we are, 1-5. You're counting us out. So now maybe you don't scheme for us that great on defense. Well, guess what? Pow! We got an awesome offense. We're gonna get DeAndre Swift back, right? We got Jared Goff playing at probably Aaron Rodgers type levels from like a decade ago, right? So,
Or this year.
Goff is playing, at the height of the game. Swift back, Jamal Williams. You get Amon-Ra St. Brown back, hopefully. DJ Chark coming back.
Right,
you
so
got
they're
TJ
gonna
Hawkinson. I'm sticking by this. Detroit wins this division.
Well, let the record show, since Amon-Ra St. Brown was chirping about the Commanders receiver that was drafted before him, I think he has like 4 catches for like 40 yards in like 4 games. So
It's been bad, man. They looked really bad last week. I mean, it's just a bad call, and we all. Besides you, we all picked the Packers to win that division. So no, you know what? Not fair. I picked the Vikings. Did you pick the Vikings?
Oh, well, I was I made the
you picked
bandwagon.
the Vikings, yeah.
I made the wagon.
Oh, so it's Rocky. Rocky picked the Packers.
Rocky picked the
I
Packers.
think we had the Packers making the wild card, though.
We do, and they still could.
Still could. They look bad, though.
They do look bad. These games are going to haunt them. The ones that they're losing right now, like 4, 5, 6.
You know who else looks bad? Those Buccaneers. I mean, has there been a team back-to-back weeks, 10-point favorites that have lost straight up?
That's terrible. That's bad. And it's not...
that drop by Mike Evans, what was that?
Oh, my God.
Nope.
That was ridiculous.
Nobody, not even Panthers fans, watched that game, rooted for them, thought they were going to win.
Yeah.
It was really bad.
Christian
Panthers.
McCaffrey asked for a trade back to Carolina after that game.
PJ Walker.
Yeah.
What was it, 21-3?
For the most part of the game, at least.
It was brutal. Let's look this up.
I was
21-3.
Yeah, so I was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. That's our last point. We're going to talk about what we talked about a few weeks ago. Rodgers, Brady. I'm not going to throw Wilson in there, but Matt Ryan as well. Is it time for these guys to retire? Do we think this is a blip on the radar? Or do we think, maybe they're really trending downwards? Is Brady kind of hitting that point where he's not interested or committed enough to football that is starting to show, and he can't lift the talent or the lack of talent around him? And Rodgers the same. I rewatched that game last night, at least the condensed version, and he just doesn't look right. He's still making great throws here and there, but then he's missing or off on the routine ones a little more. It just feels, like Devontae Adams isn't on the field.
His timing is that if you watch his game film, his timing is definitely off. And media will cut to him pointing at the receiver like, you should have been there, you son of a bitch. But
Which is possible.
But there's been a couple of times where Dobbs had a couple of steps on the defensive backs, and Aaron just clearly overthrew him. Now, whether he's expecting slightly faster speed from Dobbs to be there, I don't know. I don't know what they necessarily work on, how in depth they go on timing, but he's clearly missing them by 3 to 5 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you hit it with the fact that they pan to Rodgers, kind of looking to point fingers. I think this is the most maybe unmotivated Rodgers has been. I think he's setting up for the future, as in it's not my fault, it's everyone else's. Like kind of Mark's been alluding to for his entire life. Yeah. Am I out on Rodgers though? I'm not out on Rodgers yet.
I think they have a better chance to turn it around.
They have a better chance. He shouldn't retire yet, but I think Brady should retire. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to because everyone's telling him to. That's a bad situation. I have a few friends that are Bucks fans. Mm-hmm. They're shitting on them probably more than we are. There's not a lot. There's not a lot.
Well, the Bucks fans, to your friends, if you're watching,
they're fair weather.
Be grateful. You guys suck hard, right? Yeah. Before you got there, you got a Super Bowl, so cool the fuck out. But about Rodgers, what you're saying, pan to him, is it possible that maybe the receivers are supposed to be somewhere and they're not, and maybe this is like more about Rodgers in the offseason going on the podcast tour, maybe not putting in the time with these young receivers, losing Adams and not having, not having that rapport.
He's a fucking baby.
Well, okay, I'm not going there. I'm just saying maybe it's a mix of everything, and maybe it's just it's going bad.
We keep making excuses for this guy. All right, maybe he just played over his head for a decade plus.
That's also possible.
We don't know that.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but it is.
Rodgers is just younger, has a few more years left.
But Matt Ryan retire, right?
He needs to, and he's got 2 years on a contract, and they're paying him what, $40 million?
Good, retire.
Yeah,
just take your check.
Yeah.
I think he just looks old. I think time got to him. Out
of nowhere.
Not everybody's Brady. Sometimes you just can't throw the ball anymore. Can't move. Can't protect himself.
Nobody else.
His shoulders are dropping. He looks bad.
Poor Matt. I really wish he would have won that Super Bowl. He played great that year.
He's looking more and more like Mike Lennon every day.
You're right. That neck is extending.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was what did we learn? And I guess we learned that we don't know. Well, we kind of know. We're about 50-50 on our calls there, so I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a little bit of a birdie tell me that somebody needs to grind some gears. So let's get into grind my gear.
Know what really grinds my gears?
Grinds my gears. Grinds my gears. Grinds. You know what really grinds my gears?
Know what really grinds my gears?
Grinds.
Grinds your gears. Grinds your gears. Grinds your gears.
Grinds. And that's what really grinds my gears.
Yeah, you know what grinds my gears?
What grinds your gears then?
Thank you. Turf fucking fields. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing these bullshit injuries.
Yeah.
A lot of them in the Giants stadium, which is a garbage stadium in itself.
But what did turf ever do to you, Zach?
Take it easy, buddy.
Turf has hurt some of my favorite players. I was excited to see J.C. Jackson and the Chargers prove me right with having them be like a 12-4 win team or some shit like that. I think it is something lazy that new stadiums or just NFL owners in general are saying, let's put a fake turf there.
Yeah.
Let's just, call it a day. Let's not water it or paint it. Bullshit. Put somebody out there. Put some jobs in the market.
I agree with you.
Have some people taking care of those real fields. And there's already too many injuries in the NFL, especially with concussions. Thanks, Dolphins, for making concussions real again.
Yeah, thanks, Tua.
Thanks, Tua, first
idiot.
of all.
If that's even your name, if you can remember it.
Put some real grass on the field. Stop being a bitch about it.
Hey, I agree with you, and I'm going to grind the gear with you. I'm going to say they make enough damn money to put some grass out there. I watched a game. They have these things on YouTube where you could watch how a team gets prepared for a game day. Not just the team, but the whole outfit, like how it works. Green Bay, the system they have for their field, where there's piping under the entire field, just to heat that thing so it doesn't feel like the work that they put into that, how they keep the groundskeeper, I think that's what it is. They don't want to pay and have to worry about the upkeep. Yeah. But you know what? It's football. It's meant to be played on grass.
Part of tradition and history. And,
turf fields for high schools, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? You don't want to hire a whole staff to keep up with You're the NF friggin' L.
If you injure yourself in high school, get over it.
How do you not have grass?
I mean, I think every team out there could find themselves a Forrest Gump to take care of their field. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's a hell of a football player too, son.
Yeah, he was, but I mean, at the end of the movie, he hops on that lawnmower and he just, he mows the shit out of Alabama's natural grass field.
Just no more mud bowls, no more there's a weather aspect to it too.
Here's the other thing, instead of being cheap, and going turf because you don't have to hire people, how about also, I know the complaint was you're sharing fields with baseball teams. Here's an idea. Don't fucking share the fields with baseball
Who
teams.
shares fields with baseball teams
Well,
anymore?
that's what the Chargers used to do. There were a bunch of teams.
Well, I'm saying
that
there's
did it.
nobody now.
I know, because they all went to turf because they saved the money.
Yeah.
I get where you're saying. You know what?
It's
Let me
not
not pee on your parade. I'm sorry.
It's not environmentally friendly. There's plastic everywhere.
It's
Listen,
horse shit, man.
It's grass.
The injuries
It's
alone.
beautiful.
See, if the owners didn't see the players as expendable
Little products.
pawns in their
Oh, wow. We're
chess
getting
game,
political.
then, maybe we'd have grass everywhere. But
Fight the power, man.
Just less injuries.
I
More
like it.
grass. Less injuries, more grass.
more
All right, boys.
grass, man.
All right, so let's close out the show. Let's get to our pod picks. And we previewed earlier. We know Rocky's in the lead. We know I'm in second. If it wasn't for 0-4 week, I still beating myself up about that. I'd be neck and neck with him.
pick
Not literally.
If it wasn't for 2 0-4 weeks, I'd be right neck.
You'd
and
be
neck
right
with
neck
you.
and neck with us. Yes, that's
If it
correct.
wasn't for being bad at my pod picks, I'd be good at my pod
Yeah,
picks.
exactly.
You guys are saying.
Yeah, but I'm second best. So
Yeah, first loser.
yeah, well, you're the second loser.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Third
That's
is
right.
the one with the treasure chest. Is that what they say?
yeah, I guess you're right. I'm wrong. So who's telling a story today?
The one with the treasure chest.
That's right. Or a fact. It could be either or. Don't be shy.
I'll tell a story. I remember most of it. I didn't think I was gonna be having to tell a story. So
All right,
Is it
real
about-
quick.
Is it about
Yeah.
how you wore a winter hat in 95-degree weather?
No.
Let's get some stats here.
When
How
you,
old? How old were you?
I was in high school. I think this was my junior year of high school. We
Was
went
it-
on a field trip to. This was for my marketing class. We went to the Florida Mall, I think, and we did
you-
like a little.
Were you a virgin?
No,
Okay.
wink, wink.
Okay.
For the audio listeners, and flex for the audio listeners too, I guess. So we
Humble
went to
flex.
humble flex. We went to the mall to do like a scavenger hunt. That shit's not important, but we went to the mall food court afterwards, or like before we left for the bus, and you have your Five Guys, your Subway, your fruit bowl places. I wanted a nice Philly cheesesteak,
That's right.
so I ate the shit out of that Philly cheesesteak, right? And this is maybe where I found out I was a little lactose intolerant. So we go back on the bus.
You shit yourself.
Almost. The teacher goes ahead and says, "Do not use this bus bathroom. Everyone that's sitting next to this bus bathroom in the back is gonna, not have a fun time. And we have to get the key from the bus driver, so it's just inconvenient. Don't shit on the bathroom."
How long was the bus ride?
It was probably like 35, 40 minutes. So I'm getting
Were you dating anybody at the time? Single.
No, I
Were
was
you
single.
zaddy?
I was. This is prime zaddy.
Prime zaddy.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
was
yeah.
there a smoke show on the bus that you had an interest in?
Nah, not really. But there were some.
Prospects.
Maybe friends.
They're prospects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So without incriminating myself, I guess too much.
Yeah.
So I'm getting the bubble guts. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna try and hold this in.
That's not good.
So I go up to my teacher, and she's like Jamaican. She's like a second mother. And she's like, Zach, are you kidding me? Do you really need to use that? And I was like, yes, I need the. So I walk to the back of the bus
good
with this key in
voice.
my hand.
That was
and
a fantastic Asian voice for a Jamaican woman.
Nah, everyone that knows who this is, it's pretty on brand.
Say your name.
Nah.
Okay.
Starts with an S. Anyways, so I get the bus key. I walk to the back of the bus. Everyone's like, oh, shit, here we go. Someone's going to have to. So at this point, I held it enough to where I didn't think I was going to have to do this. But, it's crunch time, right? So I'm trying to open this.
So this is during the ride, right?
This is during the ride.
How much time till you get where you're going?
There's probably like 15 minutes left. I just couldn't do it. So I'm trying to open this door, and then I couldn't get it open. So someone else tries to open, and they break the handle off of the front. I'm not even kidding. The front of this bathroom door.
My God.
This is so bad.
So I'm like, wow, this is terrible. I don't know what to do. I'm not even kidding. I thought I was gonna have to shit or like hide in the corner and like take the little trash can and like avert your eyes. Like, let me do
My
it.
stomach just started hurting just hearing
Yeah,
that because
so-
I can feel every ounce of that pain.
And it's the anxiety too of letting my teacher know, like, hey, I broke this door.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna. So long story short, we get the handle without it being on open. I go into the bathroom and the feeling is gone. I don't have to take a shit anymore.
You pinched it off
Yes.
without going.
Yeah. So I walk out,
That's the worst.
not having gone to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Of course, I sit back down after all that chaos, and it's got to go again. So.
Oh my God.
So we get back to school. Yeah, so we get back to school, and I sprint to the closest bathroom in high school, and I let out the most, I was at
Wow,
cloud
yeah.
nine after that.
Ferocious
Yeah.
shit.
Hey, well, at least you didn't just stink up the bus either, you know?
Yeah, so it was just no pun intended, a shit show.
It sounds it. I feel for you, honestly.
It's not bad.
People that know this story, if you're listening, it was a nightmare.
Had I known that about you, I'd have probably cut you some slack in previous weeks.
Yeah, well.
That's tough.
Yeah,
Cut up some slack for what?
made me the man I am today.
I don't know.
All right, so let's get to our picks. Rocky didn't send us picks because he's dumb, huh? Did he send them?
No, he
No,
did
he
not.
did not.
Let me see. Rocky, what are your picks, man?
Sounds like an iPhone.
Do you think I can
Chat.
worry about picks right now? I'm out here arguing about when my French fries are coming in.
That's such a tame white version of an Italian guy. It's ridiculous.
yeah, that's
Oh, he sent them. Okay.
Oh wow, that was fast.
Yeah.
He's probably right outside the door.
Why
Is
didn't he
giving
just
us the
send
finger
them?
through the window? He's like, fuck you guys.
Fuck you. I don't know what that was. Goomba. All right, I'm gonna paste mine in here.
Gabagool.
Oh no, I'm not. All right, so picks.
All right,
Let's read Rocky. Can you read Rocky's first?
I can. All right, so we're gonna we're just gonna include his lock or no, we'll save that for the end.
Yeah, we'll
All
save
right, so let's start off with his dog. Oh, he's gonna double down on them G-men from New Jersey, claiming that they're from New York, and those Giants +3.
I don't like your voice.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Let's bring up the schedule. That way I can also say who they're playing.
Oh boy.
How about that?
I think I can help you out.
How about that? Who are the Giants playing?
The Seahawks.
That is the lowly Seahawks.
gonna
All right,
be a good game.
Seahawks, the leaders of the NFC West.
yeah, the lowly.
The team to beat.
Seahawks. All right, let's see. That was last week.
This is not going well.
right.
What are you doing? Just read the picks.
All right. He's got them Commanders from Washington +3 away at Indianapolis.
Okay.
And he's rounding out with them Titans of Tennessee -2 going into the confines of the Texans. Yeah!
Oh my God! Please stop it. It's so bad.
Technical
All right.
difficulties.
All right. So there's Rocky's picks.
All right, you want to roll with yours since you're talking?
Sure, will do. All right, you know what?
Good call.
I'm gonna hop on this bandwagon right here.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm gonna jump all over these New York Jets +1.5 at home against them Belichick asshole
That's
driven
1.5
Patriots.
to you and me.
1.5.
1.5.
1.5. All right.
Okay.
Next we're gonna go with the best 2-4 team in the league, hands down. Them Raiders of Vegas. They are they're -2. They're going into Royce Duplessis' house in New Orleans. -2 points. Take out them gingerbread fucks in New Orleans.
This is gold.
Did you say Giants +1.5?
No,
Jets.
Jets.
Oh, heard.
Jets
My bad. I was confused.
And then,
1.5.
1 point, yeah. Which some
The,
could say is a
the
lot.
decim.
Decimal system. All right. And then for my dog, let's double down on them G-men in New Jersey +3.
Fade the Giants, man. Fade the Giants.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the game I'm most worried about in the next 4 weeks. But I don't hate the pick. I'm biased, so I will not pick it. Too biased. I could go if you want. If you want the
before
floor to
beauty.
yourself. You know what? I'll go with my dog first. I'm barking for myself. All right, I'm going to take the Bucks to bounce back. They're embarrassed. Tom Brady, here's the media talking about him. Mike Evans embarrassed dropping a playground touchdown. They're getting 1.5 points on the road versus the Ravens, who can't seem to finally closed out a game against Jacoby Brissett and the lowly, super lowly
Super low.
Browns. So give me the Bucks to bounce back at home versus the Ravens as well. Then I'm going to go with, I think, I might regret this, but I'm going to take the Vikings -3.5 at home, though. 1 o'clock Kirk against them Cardinals.
Captain Dad.
Captain Dad, guess
I like
what?
that pick, actually.
Patrick Peterson revenge game. Okay. Uh-oh. I do like the Vikings at home, and at 1 o'clock, I like Kirk Cousins to have an efficient game against an inefficient team in Arizona and win that game.
Home in time to help his kids with homework.
And same thought process as Rocky here. I am taking the Titans -2 at the Texans. I think they'll win this game outright, and I think they'll win it by at least a field goal.
Yeah. I guess we're all doubling down on the Titans. In fact, that makes me a little nervous. But
We
not
all
too
picked
nervous.
the Giants last week, though.
Yeah. So I'm taking Titans -2 for basically the same reasons as you guys. I don't know if this is better or worse that Sam Ehlinger's playing. I think the Titans just
Playing the Texans.
Titans are playing.
It's a trap game. That's why I stayed away from it.
Just kidding, but same reasons. Titans -2.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking the opposite of you with the Bucks. I'm taking Ravens -1.5. I think the Baltimore Ravens are on a prove it little course. They're going to get back on track. Home field advantage isn't really a thing in Raymond James Stadium, I don't think. So I'm just going to ride with Lamar in prime time.
Okay.
I'm going to take my.
What if he has to shit, though,
Who, Lamar?
during the game? Yeah.
Turn on the boosters and it makes it a little quicker.
Okay.
Light on your feet.
What if Giselle's sitting on the visitor side?
And then Antonio
be
Brown's there too. I guess what's left is my dog. For a second time in a row, I guess I'm putting money into the Giants.
All right. Look at that.
Shit.
A little nervy about it, but there we go.
I will say, like I said before, that is the game I'm most nervous about just because it's on the road and Pete Carroll's a good coach.
Yeah, playing a good team.
So,
It's time for our immortal locks of the week. Mark, give me Rocky's lock. Zach, give me your pick. It's pretty obvious the Broncos still fucking suck. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville -3. Doug Peterson's pretty good. I'm taking the Jags. Duval, baby. Duval. Alright, Mark, give me your lock of the week. You know what? I'm gonna make all you guys sweat this out. I'm gonna wait till Monday night. And I'm gonna take them Bengals -3 over that shitbag team of the Browns playing in that shitbag town Cleveland. -3, Joe Burrow himself is gonna score more than that to outscore the Browns. Fuck Cleveland. Cincinnati -3. Alright, and my lock of the week is Buffalo -10.5 versus those dirty boy Packers. I'll tell you what, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go into, what's the name of the stadium? New Era Field. No, is that not it? Did they change it again? Alright, whatever. They're going to lose. I think they're going to get embarrassed in prime time. But you know what? To clean that up, Mark, give me Rocky's lock again.
Rocky's lock again is it's Pittsburgh +10.5 away at Philadelphia. They're in-state rivals. This is ridiculous. 10.5. This team doesn't even have an identity. Philadelphia, on the other hand, is coming off a bye. Jalen Hurts has weapons, and Pittsburgh still doesn't know who the fuck they are. Stupid pick, Rocky.
all right. Thank you, Rocky. I will cut out that first part. And that was great. And hey, thanks for being with us. It was a great show. We'll be back next week to recap Week 8 and talk about Week 9. Another one. At least none of the major pieces went down.
Stayed up, yeah.
But
our sound quality.
Do you want to tell them about Chalkboard real quick before we go?
Yeah,
What's going on there?
Let's talk about Chalkboard. All right, so Chalkboard is our that's our app. That is our Apple-friendly app. So for iPads,
not our app. Not our app.
Yeah,
we're partnered. It's not our app, but we're partnered with that app, which is Chalkboard, right? Which
our
we're
app.
super excited about. Which kind of makes it our app, right?
Well, we
We're
made it.
promoting them.
It's our app.
So you can download this in the App Store.
Link in the description.
Link in the description. Yeah, don't go to the App Store. Go to the link. Go to the link.
Below.
So to download, all right, you're
Yeah.
right. So to download, go on the link.
Below.
Do that.
Yeah.
Do that. Go on the link.
Go to the
That
link.
link right there. This.
Yeah,
if
did I
it's
put
still
the
up there,
link
is it
last
still
time?
up there?
I put the link. Yeah, it'll be there.
Anyway.
We're almost at 200 members.
Yeah, nice. We need more.
Fuck yeah. All right. So do that. Go to that link right there. Probably still not there.
Just give them a
Phil's
quick
gonna fuck
what's
with it.
going on over there real quick. What do we got going?
So
real
anyway,
quick.
we got all kinds
Real
of
quick.
channels over there for you. We're going to do start sits. We're going to give you
Cheat sheets.
very detailed cheat sheets. We're just going to chat some shit up, man.
We got some
NBA,
chats.
NFL.
Yeah.
This is a great place to come to us if you have any trade inquiries, right? So
Yeah,
they're,
for sure.
they're a little bit difficult to do in real time when we do our TikTok lives. Great place to come and ask us about trades. any fantasy football fight advice that you need, come there. We'll answer for you.
And we're back for our TikTok lives this
Yes.
week, right? We're doing
Yes.
9:30 to 10:45-ish.
Yeah, stay
All
tuned.
4 of us.
Sunday
All 4 of
mornings.
us. Yeah. So follow us on TikTok as well. Find us there, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And if you're watching us here on YouTube, we're also on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Delayed last week with our episodes, but they'll be up tomorrow. We got that straightened out. Please follow, like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching. We love you. Peace.